Rodney official report, December 8, 2022. Message to racist Joe Biden and fake black woman Kamala Harris on the release of Brittany Griner. This message is also to those black people who continue to fall for Democratic symbolism. You got me fucked up.
Moments ago, standing together with her wife Sherelle in the Oval Office, I spoke with Brittany Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances. Brittany will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along.
Alright guys, so we gotta talk about some big news dealing with the Brittany Griner situation, because last time we heard about this situation, she was nowhere to be found, okay? I mean, we weren't gonna tell me that Biden, Jeffrey, Brittany Griner, bitch, got in the air right now, bitch. Out for one, bitch. Biden got Brittany in the air right now, bitch. On the way, Biden got her ass on that right now, eat bitch. Biden got her ass on that right now, eat bitch. Yo, bitch. Hey, listen. But when Mr. Sidekick was right here freeing the bitch, what y'all saying? Oh, he a real one, boy. He a real one. Oh, bitch, Biden, bitch. Right now, bitch, BG, bitch.
Exciting, and of course we kept our word on that. We've known about it for some time. Just to see it happen and come about, Margaret, I can't tell you how excited everybody is that was pulling for Brittany Griner. This is such great news. Thank you, Margaret.
That's right, Margaret. We'll check back in with you a little bit later, and yes, CBS did hold up our end of the bargain.
DJ, I know you have been following this story since the beginning. Tell us, what have you been hearing, how all of this came about?
It came together fairly quickly, it sounds like. This is what we expected would happen, that there really wouldn't be news until she was in the air. I understand that right now, Brittany Griner's wife, Sherelle, is with President Biden as he prepares to make an announcement from the Oval Office. The news that was not great for people who are following this is that American Paul Whelan, who this month will have been in a Russian prison for 4 years, is not part of this deal. It's a one-for-one trade with Victor Bout, as you mentioned. He's serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S., but he's actually been in custody for 14 years already. The U.S. wants to continue talks to get those other Americans out. We have not heard yet why it ended up being a one-for-one trade. There had been hope for a long time that both could come home together. No word yet on Brittany Griner's her status, what her physical health is, certainly what her mental health is, but we understand that she was flown to Abu Dhabi and then is going to be sent home. Her family is just waiting to hear more and welcome her back.
You gotten any word on what precipitated this? It seemed like once she got sentenced, like, wow, she's going to be away for a long time, and then all of a sudden we get this news. What precipitated the prisoner swap?
Not sure exactly what happened, but we know that just a couple of weeks ago, a senior Russian official had made this comment that the country was seriously involved in discussions to get her back. There was a quick and somewhat unprecedented response by U.S. officials saying, "You're not engaging. If you are, act like it." There was clear frustration from the American side. So whatever was going on at the time, the U.S. government was frustrated enough that you heard that kind of comment. Something changed in that short period of time where they finally said, okay, we've got this deal, let's do it.
Yeah, the good news is that Brittany Griner is on her way home.
Griner and Whelan in exchange for notorious arms dealer Victor Bout, a Russian citizen serving a prison sentence in America, known colloquially as the Merchant of Death. He was convicted in 2011 of conspiracy to kill Americans and sentenced to 15 years in prison. The Biden administration ultimately agreed to exchange Bout for Griner alone, leaving Whelan behind in Russia. So yeah, basically, they gave up, right? They said, you know what, we don't want to negotiate anymore. Now you guys are actually coming to the table. We're just going to take the best offer we can get, or the first offer we can get, okay? Instead of holding out. Nonetheless, Whelan's brother, David Whelan, congratulated Griner on her release in a Thursday statement, but lamented the Biden administration's failure to release his brother. Quote, There is no greater success than for a wrongful detainee to be freed and for them to go home. The Biden administration made the right decision to bring Ms. Griner home and to make the deal that was possible rather than waiting for one that wasn't going to happen, he wrote. She will be reunited with her family. Brittany is free and Paul is still a hostage, but how many more times do I need to write that? He continued, despite the possibility that there might be an exchange without Paul, our family is still devastated. I cannot even fathom how Paul will feel when he learns Paul has worked so hard to survive nearly 4 years of this injustice. Yeah, so the Biden administration is basically saying that they're going to try to get Paul Whelan out. But, you know, in my opinion, this was their best opportunity. And I'm very curious about what it has come down to, right? Did it come down to, hey, you can either get Brittany Griner or Paul Whelan, but we're not doing both, right? It's already bad enough that we're trading a Russian arms dealer, right? A guy who conspired to try to kill Americans, okay? Somebody that literally is a threat, a danger to Americans, right? We traded that guy, okay, for a person who's not even a Marine, right? Or was a veteran, okay? We traded him for a WNBA basketball star that got locked up because she decided to bring cannabis oil into a foreign country, but not the actual veteran. Again, it's kind of amazing how that works, right? When you talk about privilege, okay, these same people, these woke revolutionaries that are celebrating, right? They always want to talk about white privilege. Right? Who has privilege decided, who gets second chances, who gets the benefit of the doubt, who doesn't. In this situation, what we see here, right? We have a white man, right, locked up, okay, actually wrongfully detained, and then you got Brittany Griner, who arguably you can say is wrongfully detained if you don't believe that people should be locked up for weed, but at the same time, it's not our country. But, whatever. This is what they're saying. She got all the attention, right? She got all the attention. She got all the love. You know, people were begging for her to come home, and people just forgot about the other guy, right? They forgot about Paul Whelan, the guy that actually served the country. The Biden administration used all the leverage that we had, which wasn't really that much, but we had, leverage with Victor Bout, and we decided to choose the WNBA star instead of the person that served this country. I'm just saying, I understand that people are happy. I'm, not upset that Brittany Griner was released, right? Because I knew she would eventually be released, and I don't think she should be serving hard time for, cannabis. But at the same time, no. If it came down to her or the Marine, I think you should go with the Marine. I'm serious. Like, if you're gonna make the trade, you only made the trade, you only went with her because she's the WNBA star, because that was going to get you the best press. You didn't go with that trade because it was the right thing to do, right? Or because she deserved it more than he did. You made it to try to appease and satisfy a certain group of people. But what you gave up in exchange was, again, a guy who ultimately could be a danger to Americans, right? You could ultimately end up losing American lives because of this decision that the Biden administration made. Again, for somebody who wasn't even appreciative of being an American here, right? Who actively said, I am going to protest the national anthem. I don't want to stand for that, right? I don't like America. America is terrible for gay black women.
Make it make sense. Stay tuned.
Say LeBron James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay, can he stay in the NBA? Or, no. Because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game? What does it actually mean to be equal? You know what I mean? Like, women are actually equal to men, then there would be no WNBA.
Hot topics.
You would just be good enough to play in the NBA with us. Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
At the end of the day, women would never be equal to men, and men would never be equal to women. Let that sink in. We are not the same. Pay attention. All I want for Christmas is for black women to play their position. Come back to the home team. Your men need you. And understand that shaking your ass in front of a camera is not black empowerment. Pay attention. This is what you voted for. Democratic propaganda. Fake illusion of black empowerment to the black community. Let that sink in. All major cities are ran by black women leading at this time. And all you get in the black community is ass shaking and black men dying. Make it make sense. Your children are watching. Pay attention. They see you. Fight fake news. And another problem is black boys are seeing the mothers and they want to be just like you. Fathers matter. Fight fake news. Stay tuned.